everyone. Welcome to today's Cashflow Digital, sponsored by the lovely Mr. Randy Roday. 38 digital markets, press releases. The link is below if you're needing links, a deliverable for clients, whatever you need, Randy can sort you out. So do check 38 digital market out below if you're looking for press releases. Good, solid guy, and a genuinely good service. So I would say that anyway, as he's the sponsor. But yeah, I've used Randy for a lot longer than he's been a sponsor. So yeah, reach out.
He's been doing the press release stuff for quite some time now, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think that's how I actually met him. Just ordering one of his gigs a number of years ago, and somehow we ended up becoming quite friendly and chatty, and I bumped into him at conferences. But yeah, he's been around for a while. Very well known in the industry, a big seller on Legit. He's one of the top dogs on Legit as well. So
Junaid's back, bro.
But Maeve, that rhymes with Dave. What fucking happened to you in York, Maeve? Maeve said she was coming for a beer, dude, and then sent some dude.
She sent a friend.
She sent a friend. Yeah, Maeve said hello.
That's because that's a Mid-Journey prompt down there, and her comments are created with GPT-4. That is a robot.
So you reckon
that's me right over here typing. I've got my female profiles over there, and I've got my male profiles, and in here, like right in front, like here is all the bended ones. So
I would laugh so hard if that person said, "I am actually Maeve." That dude.
That would be very funny. Junaid, do you have any tips for guest posting?
Let us know, Junaid, what you've got. I'll be
back on the press releases, dude. Are you using them frequently in your marketing process, or are you using them for news-based stuff, for launches? Like, how do you use press releases, man?
For a number of different reasons, not so much in terms of a regular ongoing link building exercise, because obviously if you understand press releases, you'll understand that the links, a lot of the links drop out after a while. After 90 days.
30 to 90 days, usually, depending on what site, it seems like.
But, if you're buying a domain name and you're going through that whole acquisition thing, on an expired domain name or whatever it might be, there might be a reason to do it. It gives you a wider referring domain count. It gives you a deliverable for a client. It gives you some form of exposure, brand awareness. So there are many benefits to it. I would be lying to sit there and say I do it as part of my powerful link building strategy, because it's guest posts, niche edits, that PBNs, that's the kind of mix. But I think in terms of referring domain count, Ted Kubaitis is a big believer in the referring domain count is an important thing from a Google perspective, and he uses press releases to expand on the referring domain. So, I don't want to be seen as negative towards press releases, but I think I would be dishonest if I was to say, they pass a lot of power and they stick around and, they're great. We all know
what they can do. I'm back on that note for Ted is that it's almost like the scrapers in RSS is that when you do submit them, depending on the market, networks pick them up. People with PBNs, people with RSS driven type websites will pick some of these up, and those are where they'll stick around for a while, right? Because they'll grab that and they'll publish that into their network. And yeah, it's not worth it. The link's not worth the much, but it is page rank and it is a referring domain, right? As long as it stays indexed. So I think that what I've always done, and I don't know, do you have rules on when you use them, man? Because I've always had some stuff in my processes for them, like when I pull them out, when I use them. Do you have anything particular?
Basically, I don't have a set structure as such. When I get an age domain, for example, as Maeve's saying there, when I rebuild that out, I'll do some press coverage that I've acquired the company and blah 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 blah. So I think that's a good thing. Have I done it for brand awareness? For my own personal brand, I've done it every now and again, every 3 months, just to get myself in Google News and just get my name out there, in terms of a brand building exercise. So I've done a lot of that. Was there any kind of strategic, I'm going to buy one of these every X amount of time? No, just when I could be asked, when I could be, when I felt like it, or where I felt it was relevant to do so. So there was no like, I'm going to do it every 2 months. Every second month I'll get a little blast. I don't think that would necessarily be a bad thing if you did have that. But I think for me, I'm a bit of a scattergun. So I'll go down. I'm going to build a whole bunch of edits. Let's get fucking obsessed with edits. Then I'll do this and I'll do that, and I keep moving around. So it's not particularly strategic as such.
We've done it in biz dev, like, so when there's a newsworthy item published on a site or a relationship, or even one of the ways that we like justified it in some of the larger lists is when there's been a link trade or an article published on something that's quality, right? Like a larger business type digital PR editorial post somewhere that we want to associate with, right? To create those associations and those authorship relationships, And so I think that, like, as you're, I was talking to someone recently about like, what do we want to see on a LinkedIn author profile, like on the LinkedIn account, right? I was talking to a couple people, actually. Andy was one of them, I think. I don't think I answered Andy, actually. Oops, sorry, Andy. But I will, Andy, I promise. But like in those situations, when you have those authorship profiles and you're running the guest posts, you're running things like that, then I think press releases start to make a lot of sense to start to build that authorship, of that author rank, essentially. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's interesting. And Randy offers other things besides press releases, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got an agency on the side.
Are we marketing Randy today? It's something to talk about, bro. It's right there in front of my face, dude.
The Randy show. So, out with that though, he does run an agency as well. So, he does a full range of services and tries to offer more. And I think, as you would, when you start with press releases and you're getting this, and you kind of come from a marketing or an SEO background, of course it makes sense to charge someone to do local, or charge someone to do, link building or whatever the hell it is. I don't know all of the services that he provides, but I think he is a local agency.
38 digital market. What's he offering over there? I'm sure there's some nice packages and things that you can. Where's Chagrin Falls, man? Where's he at? What is that? Is that the US?
Yeah, it's the US. Ohio, maybe? I like to think. Come on, dude. You've met Randy before, surely.
I'm sure I have, dude. I have no memory, man.
You fucking got to have met him, man. He's been at a fair few events.
See, I like this because this is pretty much a full service solution, like with the video services as well as the press release services, being able to do rich media in those press releases. That's super solid, dude. That's a good service, man. Right there. 2 things to buy at one time, people.
So I think Randy's a fairly solid guy, reliable, trustworthy. So I think he does a bit of everything and going down that route. And why not? Why not?
No, absolutely. What let's see. Okay, curveball got in the way of leads, plus an AI generated robot can't usually meet people in real life. No, you just take out one eye from someone, stick in the eye that you can see out of, and have them go. That's who went there, was Maeve's cyborg.
That was a nice fella. Your friend was nice, very pleasant. So,
are you talking about Angel? Because Angel's been building some pretty sick stuff like lately when it comes to this. And what I will say is that leveraging this kind of site and leveraging the data coming out of like GMB or whatever the heck it's called now, building these types of sites is absolutely a good idea. Brad would love to point out like one of the addictioncenter.com or something like that, rehabs.com. If he was here, he would be talking about that right now. And it makes a lot of sense to build those sites. If you think about a local campaign, right? Like when you have a local business, you build a location page, like a page about the location and the address and everything. So you can target branded location type terms and then like near me type terms, which that's the type of site you're talking about right here that can target those terms extremely well. There's a lot of query types that you can target on like a directory type site. Do you build them, Craig?
No.
No.
I've got someone who does that for me. I can't.
No, I mean, like, are they in your marketing process for a campaign?
Yeah, 100%. So,
to me, it makes a lot of sense, especially if you're building a network and you have sites that are targeting individual locations, states, even national, depending on what it is. If you've got a site tied to a GMB, having a set of directory sites at tier 2 makes a lot of sense as you're pulling data in from an API or somewhere, and feeding in your own sites as the featured site there, as the featured phone call, because what you're doing is you're creating real estate for yourself. And that's what this is about. I asked Brad, I said, what you been up to this week? He's like, oh, I've just been building assets. And the asset creation is key, dude. You know?
No, you've always got to think that way, though. What's the alternative? Just use someone else's citations, directory listings that have been pumped full of fucking garbage, or do you become that asset? So it makes perfect sense to have someone. I'm not saying you have to build, tons and tons and tons of them, utilize other people's and all that kind of stuff. But Nerdy, on this point, things you used to do things like this 10 years ago is old new again. I think
it's not even old. I don't think it's just.
But a lot of older things do become new again as well. So people look at this stuff and go, I'm not sure about this, and that used to work 5 years ago. And I think sometimes old does become new again. And even when you talk about things like that, Nerdy, I'll give you a quick story. Jordan Pierce, he was fucking around with my GMB at one point, switching it off. He was putting the date to say it opened like a year ahead of time.
Recently?
No. This was ages ago. And he told me at an event that I've been fucking with your GMB. But anyway, when that happened, I got in touch with a guy at Google. I'm like, dude, this motherfucker. I didn't know who it was at the time. I'm like, this motherfucker switching off my GMB every fucking day. I can't be fucking arsed with this. You've got to patch that shit up. Come on, man. So anyway, it got patched up. About a year later, the fucking thing started working again.
GMB, like the Google platform, is notorious for old holes and old bugs opening back up.
So even old holes, old techniques, old tactics, old tools, can they come back into play? The point there is yes, they can. So I think I've been ignorant in the past where someone said, yeah, I'm doing this. And I'm like, yeah, fucking sure you do. I was doing that X amount of years ago, to only find out a couple of months down the line that these things are working again. And you're like,
there's a lot of impact here, because also when you're doing that, there's opportunity for three-way type link trade type stuff. If you command a presence in local directories in a space, in a market, and there's traffic there, people want to be in there, there is opportunity to bring up conversation for link trade and things like that. And reciprocal linking is amazing when used properly. So
what the fuck?
I think actually this is some of the stuff we're bringing. I think we're bringing to Vegas, man. Is kind of the mini net stuff, but updated for where we live right now with the machine learning generation, essentially of network building.
So, have you talked Brad into coming with you?
No, but I've talked to Brad into being a Brad, and he'll never go out there again.
We'll just hassle him for the sheer hell of it anyway.
Yes, always.
But for anyone who, wait a minute, for anyone who's wondering what the hell he's talking about when he says I'm bringing it to Vegas, digitalunfiltered.com.
And if you want to get ready for it after that's done, check out nfgsecret.com.
nfgsecret.com, not / the number.
No, just nfgsecret.com.
So check.
I believe. Let me bite myself in the freaking foot. There's also NFG webinar. Yeah, no, nfgsecret.com.
Check that out. nfgsecret.com. Digital.
And the other one. Either one works. Doesn't matter.
But Digital Unfiltered event in Vegas, August the 22nd to the 24th. Tickets are now available, and you'll hear a whole bunch of that stuff. So,
are you getting a house, or what are you ending up doing, man?
I'm probably just going to stay in a hotel, dude.
You are going to be there. I just yeah, we're staying like in joint rooms because I was getting a nice suite until you spoke up, Dick. My wife was angry at you.
Did he fucking say I spoke up?
Yeah, he said it was you, bro. He said that Craig said no. Special rooms for speakers.
Dude, are you fucking kidding? I can't believe he's fucking thrown me under the. He's just.
My wife was like, "Fuck, tell Craig."
The reality is, there's not enough money in the budget to pay.
No, I hear. No, dude. Like he sent me back. It's like it's one night. It's 10 grand, dude.
It was, and I'm like, I don't care who it is. They can't pay 10 grand.
Dude, I said no. Don't do that. That's ridiculous, dude. I would never spend that kind of money on a freaking room, dude.
Dude,
ever.
I'm getting one of the $99 rooms.
Yeah, I would never spend that kind of money on a freaking room, dude. That's ridiculous. Like, ridiculous, dude. But I would let him.
He messaged me and I'm like, fucking Mike's trying to push him for everything.
Dude, I was trying to. Yeah, it was fun. It was like until that big night came through, dude. It was like it was working. So.
He checked it out for you though, dude, and he got the.
No, he did. No, he's a good. I really like the dude. He's a good dude, man. I enjoy hanging out and talking to him. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be too hot, but I'll be sitting in the pool. So
good pool and chilling.
I think we're going to go to a contest. We're going to go see Weezer on the way back home.
Nice.
Let's see.
Nairobi.
Yeah, so that's interesting because I did see. I saw Clint doing video on this maybe a week or two ago. He has a video. If you know Clint, what the hell's Clint's last name?
Butler. Oh, come on.
Yeah, that's right. Dude, I'm old, bro. Like, I can't remember shit anymore. Like, seriously, I'm feeling it. I went out to dinner last night with some friends and my wife, and I'm like sitting there. It's like 8:00 at night, and I'm yawning. I'm like, dude, I need to go home and go to bed.
But yeah, Digital Ear is Clint's website, I believe. But
Maeve says if you book her the 10K room, she'll definitely go.
Yeah, and she'll send that bloke again. Fucking hell. But yeah, check what Clint says on that. But anyway, what's the answer? So
I have not tested significant links in guest posts pointing back to Money Site. That's not something I have tested. I honestly haven't even looked into the significant link schema. Probably should. It's similar to some stuff. I can see theory in it making sense to build some relationships, but I don't know enough about it to comment on it at all. Do you?
No, I'm not a schema guy.
Why isn't Clint here? I'm gonna go message Clint and tell him to get in the chat and start answering this, dude, because I know he has been doing video on it. And actually, I'll find the URL and send it to you real quick because I'm sure it's a solid watch.
Anything from Clint's a solid watch. He knows
that's true.
Doing. I like Clint.
Is he speaking at the thing or just Ted?
No, Clint speaking.
Yeah, this is what it was. Interlinking silos with significant link schema was what it was. So it wasn't external. Here's that. That video is probably super solid. I have not watched it because I don't really like the way Clint looks. He's very ugly. So if it's a video, I won't watch it.
But there is a link to it in the chat. Nairobi SEO, go check it out. Clint is solid, and I'm sure you'll see that if you check out his video. ZD Electrical is saying sausages.
Sausage tits.
Yeah. If you like them, ZD, are you coming to SEO on the beach next week? Is the big question, Dune. Let me know.
Where are you going?
SEO on the beach. It's in Spain, dude. It's like
which city?
La Manga, it's called. Dude, it's like it's so fucking warm. Everyone's in a beach club. Everyone's just fucking pissed. No one listens to the speakers, and everyone just chats shit. It's really fucking good.
Are you going by yourself or taking family or what?
Oh, I said to the wife if she wants to come, she's not up for it. It's too warm for the little guy. But I've got like fucking 15 dudes.
That's because you're Scottish and he has like the palest white skin like my son, dude.
But Yeah, he's fucking too warm here. But there's like 15 dudes going from a mastermind and stuff, so it'll be fun. 15...
I want to hear this story about breaking into a Motorola conference again.
I don't know what that means. Into a Motorola conference.
Angel Cruz and I were in San Diego during traffic and conversion, I think it was. And I think that's the right one. And we went over to that conference, and we literally almost it was like getting in a fight time, with the people that were there, man. It was like being back in the 20s and accidentally going to a nightclub instead of a dive bar, which was never a really good thing for me because the nightclub scene did not like me and I did not like it,
Dude, this is worrying me because I'm starting to feel like something did happen at a Motorola conference. And
you don't remember?
Yeah.
Maybe you played soccer just before it.
Oh, right. So what happened here? Dune rocks up. So me and a few friends are going to Amsterdam for this SEO thing going on. And Dune messages at the last minute. He's like, dude, I'm going to fucking jump a flight. I'm going to come over and all that stuff. And walked into the hotel and went into a conference that was at the fucking hotel we were in. Nothing to do with us. It wasn't the same fucking conference. The Motorola conference, going in, saying I'm here to see Craig, and they're fucking throwing him.
They're like, what?
Fuck, there's no Craig here.
What do you mean?
So, yeah. I was pissed when you turned up, though, Dune. That's why I'm kind of forgetting the story. But
for a digital event? Oh,
yeah.
His event. I thought you meant you were recording and streaming it. Richest Domains. I like it.
Richest Domains booked an LV room in August. What does LV mean?
Las Vegas. So he's going to go. He's going to the event, but he's not going to the event. I don't blame you. That's kind of what I used to do, bro. I wouldn't want to go see Craig anyways.
But love being there and getting nearly free stays. You would be happy to help. Yeah, come along, say hello, at the bar and shit. We're not in charge of security. Unfortunately, we've agreed a fee with the Hotel Caesars Palace. They're putting on all the security and shit, so I can't promise you would get in. But
just don't invite me to dinner at the Wynn or any of their related properties.
Mike's banned from 70% of Vegas, so you can only take him to select places if you want to take him out on a date. But come, definitely come, dude. We can meet up for a beer. If the ticket is a problem or it's not for you, that type of conference, whatever, still come and say hello and have a chat, have a beer. Free canopies and beers. Not a bro. I'm at Link. LINQ. What does Link mean? Is that the name of a hotel?
Maybe it's a hotel. I don't freaking know.
But I don't know what Link is. But I like Vegas, but I couldn't tell you any of the hotel names.
Is it like the language query? Caesars. The Link Hotel.
Nairobi's got a question. Why is there little testing on new domains and rankings in the SEO community? Is there little testing, or are you just not hearing about that testing because it's been done in a kind of private environment? I mean, I know a lot of people who test the shit out of everything. But
I want to know if Richest Domains is an Otis, an Alex competitor or not.
Yeah, let us know.
What do you do, Richest Domains? Are you a domainer? Do you sell domains? Or is it just a name?
What is your thing? Because Alex is my friend, and yeah.
This is a good question. Thomas asked. I know you're a sister. I know that. I saw that saying I'm not a bro, but I might still call you bro. It's not an offense meant. I promise.
I'm a sister.
Sometimes I call my wife dude, and then she gets mad at me.
Yeah. I do the same thing. But have you tested Suffer AI?
I have not, and the cost on it that I've seen. I love their tools and everything, but it seems like the cost was not well thought out.
What is the cost, if you don't
like
mind?
$30 per article, if I'm not mistaken. Now, don't quote me on this. Let me see if I can actually pull that out. I had a long conversation about this, and that's where it seemed to be was about $30 per article. And I know what the costs are on them. So it just, to me, it seems, unless they've adjusted the pricing, let's see. Output's solid copy. I mean, it's not that. I just think that maybe one credit is $29. Yeah. One article is $30. And to me, can get from other places with similar outcome for 60 cents is what Maeve says. That's my point, is that I'll tell you, you can't with GPT-4 and what they're doing behind it. What it looks like is you're spending more than 60 cents to generate an article, but you're still not talking about anywhere near $30 per article, right? So if you have the capabilities to generate this stuff and get this stuff published or auto-published, I would say doing this a different way is a really good way to go. Now, if you're getting paid $120 to write an article for somebody, then go get a Surfer AI article done for $30 and make $90. So it's relevant, right? I can't use it on my domains because it's super expensive. But if I was doing a contract for somebody and I'm getting paid a couple $100 an article, then that might be a solution. There's no reason to nickel and dime it if it just does what you need to do. And they've done a good job with their tools, I think. What I was interested in is if anyone had tested out their new clustering technology, because they've got some beta technology for clusters.
The bus is arriving at Payson, but they are a demeanor at Squad Help. See you later. Whatever your name is, reach out on social media, say hello, whatever. Safe trip home and speak soon. But Maeve says, I have. But Maeve also says, very overpriced, which is good. I know I now have no FOMO.
It's very expensive, but I'm sure that it's in people's SOPs that are used to real copywriter pricing. I mean, if you think about a copywriter and what some of their stuff can cost compared to $30, that's a huge savings. On the $30. So it's very relevant to what you're doing with.
Very relevant to agencies and shit like that.
Probably
accordingly for it. We as SEOs want everything done as cheap as possible.
Yeah. So Maeve said she tried the cluster beta. Like, what I can say is what I've seen in the imagery, it looks like it's doing a better job than they've done in the past with their keyword clustering. So, and I'm actually interested in, yes, but other tools using ChatGPT are way less than the content, Maeve, or than the clustering? But yeah, they are way less. And honestly, you can prompt ChatGPT itself and have it output like 5 different things at one time if you want to. You can get all your content done in a single freaking send. It looks like it's doing a better job. It really does. It looks like it's actually outputting what I want to see on my page entity build. So I definitely need to test it.
Interesting. But glad Maeve tried it and feels better for trying it. And
what's the best, Maeve? What's the best?
But good. Maeve's very active, but guys, you can ask questions as well.
Maeve, how's the build going when you read? So Maeve had an e-commerce website, offloaded her warehouse, offloaded products, and then I am the best. You're right. That's the exact, like, make sure you put that up right now before it goes away.
I can't see it. What am I putting up?
Yeah. That's what all the girls say. Have since I was little. But they, what was I saying? I'm all distracted and flustered and I'm going to blush now. I lost my train of thought because Maeve just floored me.
I can't even remember what you were saying either.
I just don't know what I say half the time, man. I made Rich's Domains mad by calling her a bro. Twice.
Dune is asking for advice on a Shopify site. Please, guys, new site.
There's a lot, and I honestly would have to look in notes because I've been on a lot of campaigns with Shopify. The collections, like there's going to be a lot of issues with duplicates for you if you're not doing it proper from the beginning. Let me see if I can pull something up in my notes real quick, but would it be under? I'm not going to.
It's a very broad question, though. How to rank a Shopify website? It's a new site. It's going to need a lot of content. It's going to need a lot of links. It's going to need a lot of products.
Yeah, you need to modify templates. Like, there's a lot to do there.
It's can you drop us an email?
An email?
It's a new COVID business. A new COVID business.
Are you giving people COVID?
Yeah, I'm sure Mike can drop you an email anyway. Mike, will you drop him an email?
I mean, you can. No, I have my time. I would love to, but I'm super busy. I mean, if you want to send me money, I will. Sorry, Andrew asked me a question the other night. I said, "Sorry, dude, I can't answer that without money in my hand." This summer's super busy. I can consult, but I can't spend time on projects without that fee.
Yeah. As it is started in COVID. not spreading COVID for fuck's sakes. Well, give us an idea doing what the fuck you're selling. Like,
what's up, Chris?
Chris Palmer is here. LOL. Look at Chris's picture. What's he doing?
He's pretty. Andy's his fanboy, though, dude. He loves him so much.
Oh, Andy.
Dude, if you ever need like reviews, bro, you just need to take him around. Like, he is your ultimate wingman. I want to date you now.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing you this summer, bro. It'll be fun.
I was at an event with Andy and Chris in person. They went out for little dinners together and all that fucking shit. Like, they were like a couple.
Well, I'm staying an extra day, and I hope you guys are too, because I'm staying a little extra so I can go spend time with you lovely gents.
We will be there. We're not leaving any time early, I don't think. Are we, Palmer? I genuinely don't think we are, but
I don't think I'm going to leave till Sunday because the concert isn't till like freaking Monday that I want to go to. So
yeah, fuck it. Dude, it's a long trip for me, so I'm not leaving.
You need to come up to my house, bro. I'll take you playing football.
You stay in the sticks, dude.
Dude, it's beautiful though, man.
Yeah, but you stay in the sticks. You've always got fucking COVID. It's what's the selling point here? You've got loads of guns. You've got loads of fucking guns.
That's right. That's right.
Jesus. Chris kills it with local SEO.
Chris kills it with kindness.
Yes.
And kisses.
Kisses, kindness, and puts out a lot of content. Check out Mr. Chris Palmer SEO. As many of you know, he does a show with me on a Wednesday. We will be there tomorrow answering your questions. But before it goes away, Lee is asking, what are you doing to get ready for SGE being rolled out to the mainstream on your sites?
I don't know. I don't think I'm doing anything at this point.
Please tell me you never Googled what SGE is.
I'm actually looking at what their latest blog post is.
Someone asked us, me and Palmer were, I'm like, Palmer, what's SGE? I put it on him. You could see him Googling it. It was funny.
What's funny is the site generation and the content generation is getting ready for it. The concept that they're using should be the concept people are using for their websites. Been doing a lot of personalization with generative search or generative content and things. And if you're, I think I might take the same freaking presentation from Sigma to freaking Vegas, bro, just because it's still relevant, dude. But
you can add to it or chop a few bits out.
There's some things to add into it at this point in life, though. You didn't come see me speak, though.
I didn't even hear myself speak.
No, you didn't.
Dude, I've spoken to you every week for the last fucking how many years? I ain't fucking want to listen to you speak no more, man. Fuck that.
Bro, I got to put up a picture of Pennywise the Clown, dude, in front of a bunch of Europeans, dude. They do not appreciate my American sense of humor, dude.
Dude, I had a conversation with someone today. You remember when I walked on stage in Sigma and I'm like, does anyone know what a bukkake is? And someone stood up and walked out. Apparently the word on the street is my talk was so fucking bad that like loads of people walked out and it was a real shitty performance.
There wasn't a lot of walkout, dude. It literally was just freaking a couple girls.
Yeah, but
I'm
like, all right, cool. But yeah, also only having 20 minutes to speak at an event is not ideal.
It's hard when you have a bunch of people that have to deal with compliance that speak a different language, and it's just a different beast, to be honest.
Yeah, but it is what it is. But you should do your talk from.
No, we're doing network stuff, man. That's where life is right now. What the heck is? I'm getting Telegram freaking messages of pictures of our video, bro.
Nice.
There you go.
From whom?
From Portugal.
Ah, nice.
I think they're into you.
Not me.
You.
But ZD Electrical says deliverance. So, Dun, in all honesty, if you've got a new Shopify website and you're not sure what to do with it, it's going to need more content. It's going to need more links.
Yeah, it needs content on the pages. It needs templates edited. You need to pay attention to duplicate content, be crawling that thing and auditing that thing constantly as you're putting it up and as you have it live. Have you guys got the product into it yet? Like, have you already done all the data entry?
I would hope so. If it was a COVID business, surely to God, 3 years later, all that would be in place. The basics have to be in place.
So, like, be careful with your tags, like, seriously, because like if you start tagging, you'll start having issues with duplicate content all over the place. And I would, like, you need a liquid developer essentially, and you might want to keep the tag pages completely out of the index for the Shopify sites and stuff. So that's a lot of what it is, right? It's a lot of customizing the templates based around best practices. You just heard about it. Yeah, dude, if you go out and just do seriously, the common issues that we see a lot of the time, you could find in just a simple Google search. Like, if people could save themselves a lot of issues with Shopify if they just did a little bit of pre-research while they're designing the actual store.
Yeah.
So just do like a query for major SEO issues, Shopify or something like that. And it will have that conversation with them. That's what I would do.
I don't like to put you in the spot again, Mike, but can you drop him an email? So I'm only kidding. But
I like BigCommerce better than Shopify personally. But
I know someone. It's not me. It's a friend of mine who's absolutely killing it with BigCommerce. Absolutely.
BigCommerce they have a headless situation. Like, it's like going headless and having networks that stuff is awesome, dude.
Maeve saying hated Shopify, much better e-commerce systems for SEO out there.
Shopify does have a nice structure for like link shenanigans with some redirects and stuff, but
it's better, not. To be fair,
what's that?
Shopify's getting better.
It is getting better. It's much better. Like, in the past, you had to go pay an arm. Hey, what's up, buddy? How's GTA 5?
How's GTA 5, Charlie? Tell Mike.
Good.
Is good? You're much more handsome than your dad.
What?
You're much more handsome than your father.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Tell him to shut up.
No.
What?
Not. I gotta tell your mama.
Get that finger down. Look, you had the little middle finger. No.
Where's mom?
Dad.
Mum's at the door going. No.
Can we go play Spider-Man?
No, we can't play Spider-Man just now, Dad. He's working.
I am. Remember, I told you I know Miles Morales. He's my buddy.
Right, on you go just now. But Nairobi SEO says, Craig, you're the king of sarcasm. Sarcasm's fun. Got to have a little fun now and again. But,
Sarcasm's good, man. It keeps the world like good, is what it does. All right, let's see. I know I can find something to. I know John Mueller was looking for an SEO recently.
When you say,
here we go. There we go. Google search advocate John Mueller has turned to Twitter seeking advice on what to consider when hiring an SEO consultant. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But he posted it on behalf of someone else. I don't know. What do people look for when hiring an SEO consultant, Craig? Like, what are your, like, when do you still have someone doing sales?
No.
Not taking clients?
No.
Why not, man?
It's just more hassle than it's worth. I'm not geared up for it, first and foremost. So, I've got a small team that works on my own projects. I don't have the loads of content writers and all that kind of stuff, and I don't have the desire to scale either. So I'll help the odd person out. I'll do consultancy. I can, give training, whatever. But trying to do the day-to-day work, dude, I just can't be fucking arsed. But when I'm looking for SEO, it's a good question. When I'm looking to hire people in the past, I have tried everything. Trying experienced folks. I've tried the young people. For me, the first couple of things that I look for is someone who's passionate about SEO, who's an interest in learning. I think, in my experience, hiring people who thought they knew too much or thought they were really skilled wasn't a good model for me, because I wanted things to be done in a certain way that I believe to work better. And I just find that kind of problematic. So I've always found nurturing someone, that's passionate for SEO, who's looking to learn, has always been something that I've went for, because I think if someone's really that good at SEO or at a certain period in their life, why would they want to work for me? If they're at that point where they're going to take off and they really can rank a website, why the fuck would they be working for me? They're going to fuck off.
That's a pretty common complaint I hear from people that are that are entrepreneurs. It's like, why? I even like in our family, like my wife's aunt, they do. They have a really good process of using stay-at-home moms to create designs for Amazon, right? Like wall decals and stuff. And like, they will never hire anybody because like, why wouldn't that person be off making money for themselves if they were actually good at it? There are answers that answer that question. Like, that's just, they're not organized enough to run a business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's true, right? It's definitely true.
So there is no right or wrong way, but for me personally, I'm looking for hunger, desire, willingness to learn, and all that kind of stuff. I can, provide training and stuff, and mold that person into doing the things that I believe to be good. So that's my way of attacking things. Do I need to get someone who's a fully skilled SEO? No. Over the years, I've had someone who's good in a particular area, whether that be link building, whether that be even, outreach. It could be even within link building, it can still be narrowed down. Their fucking sole job would be outreach. So, you don't have to find a super skilled overall SEO. I think that's dangerous at that point, because that is the type of person that would go away and leave you. So I've always found
that also can be somebody that will be a will be a hardcore competitor as well.
Yeah,
because if they're not above board and they get your data, they've got your data.
Yeah. So it's a good question, but I think we would all have different answers on that.
I think it's interesting because he was asking it on behalf of someone else, and they basically there was a statement. This is there's a budget sensitive. It's basically a budget sensitive topic when it comes to cost considerations in the consultancy, like because of the fact that there's a lot of low budget local SEO, that there's a lot of chop shops that are basically taking I can relate it to the same thing as seeing all the Facebook SEOs coming on and posting, hey, I got my first SEO client. What do I do? Right.
Yeah.
It's almost the same as that when you're talking about low budget SEO. Like I know people that in the past, their model was to blast, cold email, take in a client, and then hit everything with GSA, spike the rankings for 2 months, and know that would drop off at month 3 because they knew they'd lose the contract by month 3. And all they had to do was keep the person not calling them and taking money away from them with phone calls for the first 2 months, because they don't want, the lifetime value is 2 months of these clients, dude. Like local clients can be really, really crappy clients. They're some of the worst, in my opinion. They're literally the worst clients. The lower that a client pays, the worse they are in my life. They just are. I don't know if everyone feels that way, but that's how I see it. And so it's dirty, and I would never do that myself, but it is something that people do. So I think balancing your hires, and if you're going to a consultancy, you really have to balance consistent results and the lifetime. I would want to know how long my consultants' clients typically stay on with them. Would be very important to me if I was hiring an SEO as a business looking for a consultancy or an agency. More so than like knowledge, to be honest. Like, do these people stick around? I think if you see clients that stick around for a while and it's not a funky contract model, then you're in better shape than if it's like looks all good, sounds all good, and people are around for a couple months.
On the flip side of that, though, I recently was employed for a gig with I'm not going to name names.
You've actually been employed?
Yeah. So a big agency in America hired me and another person to sit in on the hiring process for an SEO, and wanted us to, grill them and all that kind of stuff. Now, obviously, that person wanted a super experienced SEO. They had to go above and beyond in terms of pay. They paid very, very well for that person. So, of course, the flip side of the argument is I have interviewed super skilled people, but they wanted too much money. You get what you pay for. So there are good guys out there who have families, who want to be paid well, who don't want to be an entrepreneur, but you have to pay well for it.
That's me now.
But on that note, or off that note, is there any big commerce courses that anyone can take?
I would say they have an intro to SEO on their platform, on their website. And then if you go through, I wouldn't say that there is a course that I've ever heard of or seen, but if you go through their vendors for SEO and things like that and look at their content, I'm sure that you can get yourself a pretty good education fairly quickly just by starting with BigCommerce.com itself. Like, do a search for BigCommerce Intro to SEO.
Check that out.
I saw this.
Palmer has a question. You can answer it.
I don't use ClickBots very often. So I do know that what I've seen recently with rotating proxies, the way we use other types of traffic, does not work. That's the latest thing I've seen, is that it doesn't work the same as actual other processes, right? And we'll be talking. We need to talk about this like when we get together for sure, dude. Because I want to share some stuff and see what your thoughts are too. But I don't know, Chris. I think it would depend on really on how that bot looks and how those proxies are and what it feels like. To me, that's I'm sorry, I don't have a better answer for you, bro.
But common sense, though, Mike, if you had to guess an answer, and I know you don't probably want to do that, but surely common sense would tell you that you'd have to start from search again, surely, to fuck, if you're rotating the IP.
I would think so, because I don't even think I can speak on it because I don't do it the same way.
Yeah.
And what I've seen lately is not starting from search with proxies. It's not working.
See, that I would say, I would guess that. I've not tested it.
That's where I am at. I would assume that would be the case. But I don't know for a fact. I would assume you would need to start from search.
But I look forward to hearing the answer, Chris.
Yeah, I do too. So don't leave me out, because I'm not testing that.
I'm telling them tomorrow. I'll get them to answer it tomorrow if you're setting it up today. And Chris also seconds that motion. The low-end clients are probably the worst. WooCommerce versus Big Commerce. Nairobi really depends on the size of your website. Big Commerce can cope with a lot more than WooCommerce in terms of
WordPress breaks down at like, I think around 2,000 posts, to be honest. Like it starts to break down at around 2 to 10.
Yeah.
It's a big range, but
for a big website, get onto an e-commerce platform rather than WooCommerce. If it's 10, 15, 20 products, WooCommerce is fine.
And WooCommerce can be used in a headless situation too. So you can do some pretty cool stuff with WordPress. There's a very cool headless solution for WordPress where they'll take your WordPress domains and they'll cache it. It's like an FTP bot, almost like what we used to do with our networks. But you can manage, like if you're doing a mini-net style build out for your e-commerce and you start at the top level with your full store, and then you take the categories and you're turning those into their individual domains in your network bucket or whatever, then you can use a headless situation with your products and push that all out in a categorical manner, so that you have a set of sites for one category, a set of sites for another category, all driven off of the same database, which is where I would want to take it if it was my build out. But
Derek Brown has got a good question, not SEO, but it is business related. How do you guys deal with burnout? Ever had to deal with it? Yes.
Always. Yeah, it's been constant through my career. Like I literally, when my daughter was born, I was so done with SEO. She's 15 now. I stayed in about probably another year and a half, like active, and then decided to just click bot for revenue for like 2 years. And I get burnt out. Like I'm on the edge of a burnout right now, like coming back from one where I just been bored with the hell out of it. There's new technology now. Like for me, when new technology is really readily available and there's stuff to create and stuff to put and processes like really to put together and there's some change, that's where I like it. Unfortunately, SEO doesn't change quick enough for me, which is funny. It's the industry isn't as lovely as it's not as sexy as it used to be, in my opinion. But that's temporary. That's like every few years I'll feel like it's done and I don't want to do it anymore. I don't know. What about you, dude?
I mean, I have suffered from burnout. How did I get back into the game? There's no special answer here how you can snap back into it. I think
I always just remember I have to feed my kids and make my wife happy, and they need to go to school. So I should probably do it.
I am grateful for a period of my life from when I left school till I was about 21. And that's when I get in, 21, 22 is when I get into the SEO space. And I had some real fucking shitty jobs, like really shitty jobs.
Me too, bro. When everyone went to college, I was a janitor at the college, bro.
I've dug up roads. I've worked in Burger King. I've worked in call centers. I've worked in sales.
Dude, I've done all the same jobs as you, bro.
I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I was just like job hopping around, and I worked in a pub as well. Done the fucking works, dude. And this is easy money for not a lot of physical. And I get it's mentally draining and clients and things changing and shit blowing up is very, very frustrating. I'm not saying it's easy by any stretch of the imagination, but when you've dug up a road and lying in a bath at night with your fucking bones aching, that's real work. So that kind of snaps me back into seeing get your finger out. And think of your family, think of your kids, think of the money that's in the table, think of the opportunity we've got in front of us. I still pinch myself going, I can't believe I'm fucking making money doing this shit. It's that kind of motivation.
I got a good question for you on this note, because like Derek's next part of it, there's a very certain personality type that thrives in these markets. Do you ever worry about the future too much? Have you ever been a person that thought ahead?
Nope.
Yeah, me neither. And so when he says to a new wife and kid makes me push more, it doesn't make me push more because of the anxiety that he's saying down there. It's because I know I have a responsibility. And unfortunately, I think it would be better if I had anxiety about the future in my life, dude, to be honest. I probably wouldn't have done some of the stuff I'd done in the past. I make different decisions. But when you can compartmentalize the way the the fear of the future when you need to, and put it back in when you want to plan, then that's optimal. And working towards that, I think, as a businessman and in entrepreneurship is actually really important. That's my opinion.
It's I know, and I'm not into naming names or anything, but I know of a lot of SEOs who suffer badly from anxiety, stress, and all that kind of stuff. So it is what it is, and you know, people often say to me, Craig, what's the goal for you? What the fuck? I'm like, I don't know.
What's the goal, bro? You're just chilling, aren't you?
I'm just like, fucking, if an opportunity comes up, I'll go down that path. If an opportunity comes up there, I'll go there.
We're very similar.
I don't really, and it's not that I don't give a fuck. I've just not been a huge worrier about what's going to happen in 5 or 10 years' time. But it's very difficult, Derek.
I got a really good question for finishing this up. How valuable do you think a partner would be that really loves sales and client management?
Oh, dude, I've had one.
I know they're dreams, aren't they?
Yeah, I've had one. Sadly, that partner is no longer with me, and kind of suffered burnout to a certain degree of doing that. After, I think he was with me 2016 up until the end of 2022. You know, obviously burnout, sick of people whining. Yeah, it's the dream.
But you know, when it starts, it allows for quick growth and it allows for solid growth and good retention.
All I would say is on that, me and that particular partner made a lot of money together. We made a lot of money, so we had good times and all that kind of stuff. But again, things change. People move in different directions. People get fed up, and you know, these things happen. So trying to keep them motivated and keep doing that job, I think it's got a lifespan on it. And
everything does, I think. I mean, and I think it always should be looked at as a way to build and then exit.
Yeah. And potentially we done it wrong. We didn't try and build to exit. We kind of build and then it kind of drifted back down, and it is what it is.
I'm excited to talk to you about Vegas and what we're bringing and what the opportunities are that come out of this, dude. It's going to be fun, man.
Good. I look forward to it. One last question, or two last questions before we go. Does pop-up to capture email reduce the bounce rate?
I think that technically in analytics it does reduce bounce rate, but I'm not sure. I'm not an analytics scientist.
And how does one become an SEO?
10,000 hours.
10,000 hours.
10,000 hours to become a master at something is what it takes. So that's the answer. 10,000 hours.
Do you consider yourself as an expert?
I just am a guy, dude. I'm a guy that has found many different opportunities. I'm a hustler.
So I don't know if anyone can truly say they're an expert in this space, because things change, evolve, and I mean, I'm pretty sure they can, but I think we're always learning in this fucking game. That's just my opinion.
The 10,000 hours in mastery thing, what it means is that when you see the changes and when you see new things, when you see shiny things, that you can roll the bullshit out very quickly. And you can make decisions quickly in the gut that are good decisions without spending a lot of time. So you're more productive. You make more money at the end of the day. You can create more assets, and you can create processes that save you 80% of your revenue, of your budget. You know, so yeah. Did you just ding us? Was that the timer?
No, not for us. Someone literally dinged me. I've got a podcast tomorrow with someone. It's literally just the text reminder. So
what's the podcast?
It's a guy called Jason Hunt. He's from over in America. I'm jumping on his podcast. So good, solid guy. Met him at an event in Prague, of all places, and that's me just getting round to
Were you guys getting hair plugs together?
Nah, dude. No, Prague's not that. Turkey's the hair plug
I
place.
know. I'm just joking.
Trying to have a go at my fucking sexy hair plugs. But we are out of time, guys. Thank you for the questions. Thank you, Maeve. Thank you, Nairobi.
Thanks
Honey,
everybody for the time.
Derek.
38 digital market.
Yeah, 38 digital market. We are done. Link is below.
Dunzy. Maeve, message me about that site. If you're not working on it, I want to work on it. I have ideas, so please do.
See ya.